Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Onward VR Master League. I'm your caster, Noman with a 4. I'm joined, as usual, I think, these days, with my good friend here, Sleepy, with 2 3s. How are you doing, my man, Sleepy?
I'm doing great, Noman. It's been a busy week for me, and as for you, so I'm told, and it's nice for us to be able to unwind with a little bit of action, and this one gonna finally give us our decider. Who is going to be our Challenger Cup champion? Will it be G-Men, or will it be Legionnaires, a wild card favorite, I should say, in past years? So we'll have to see. G-Men, a tough team. Legionnaires also very strong, especially in this kind of postseason mindset. What do you think, Noman? I mean,
yeah. So let's break it down for the folks at home. We're doing a little bit of a pre-show, so we got some time before the 2 teams get into their lobbies and kick off the game. So I want to do a couple of things before we jump in. So we don't have a match page to show the folks at home, but I did jerry rig up a little interesting information. So we'll start with G-Men. I got a little bit of information that we can go through. We're actually going to dip out of the war room here for a second and hit the this team progress page. We don't use this very often, but I found it's a good tool to use. So we're taking a look at the stats of G-Men in Season 7, and then we're going to talk a little bit about their wild card. So they finished the season with an 8-6 series, so the regular season, 57% wins, and we're just taking a look at the strength in their top 5 maps here. And G-Men is a very consistently good team. They've been a solid team for a very long time. So it really was no surprise that when they finished in the standings 8th, so they just barely missed out on the top 7 spots in qualifying for round robins. No real surprise. G-Men taking that round robin, or sorry, that Challenger Cup B with I think it was a hearty 5-0 score. Yes, in fact, it was, beating out French Onward Union by just 1 game. So a very solid team. We did manage to get a little bit of information from G-Men. I wanted to get sort of their context on how they got through the Challenger Cup, got to this finals, and then what their thoughts are. So we got a little blurb here. The man says, as expected, the wildcard tournament turned out to be heaps of fun to play. Legionnaires have always been a challenging team to play against. This team is no exception. They've devised some really unique defensive tactics on some maps that are incredibly difficult to combat. We often refer to them as the Belly Boys, as their latest strategies often include proning into unusual positions. They're never one to be underestimated, and rest assured the matchup should be an interesting one to watch. As for the round robin stage, it should prove to be the most engaging yet, with some unusual upsets and teams really honing in their strats this season. I anticipate this tournament provides some unexpected results. I mean, he brings up a lot of good points there, and it's, we all know Legionnaire's playstyle, so we definitely don't have to go too much in that. We'll be seeing it pretty soon. But what are your thoughts on G-Men's take there? Anything surprise you?
No, I think it's something that I would definitely expect to come from the man and from a team like G-Men. They are, as I've said in many casts before, a team that plays to their intelligence, and they are all some smart cookies, but those cookies can shoot. So I think that was well put by the man, and I agree with pretty much every point he makes in that little blurb. So
yeah, deadly cookies. That's what we're gonna call it, the deadly cookies. Yeah, so I mean, taking a look at their flat stats, I'm wondering what maps we're gonna see. Obviously, they do enjoy them some downfall. It's a very nice methodical, large map that G-Men do sort of favor in game, and Suburbia is kind of the surprising one. They haven't played it a ton, but they do have a 58% win percentage on that. So we'll be seeing if Legionnaires opt to ban that when we get into the map discussion. But now let's hop over to the Legionnaire side and talk about their statistics. So they've played a couple more games. They were 17 on the season. G-Men had 14. They did end up with a just slightly higher win percentage, 59% overall to G-Men's 57, but very, very close in the standings. I believe Legionnaires were rank 11. So again, real close to that top 7 listing. And we do have a blurb from them as well. And this one comes from Mr. Miyagi. He said, "We Legionnaires enjoy playing together as a team. If you're willing to put the time into a game every week, you've got to love it. We love seeing the growing talent in the Onward community and what's becoming more teams for us to play again. This G-Men match is going to be a great one to watch. They fought to earn their spot and for sure aren't going to show us their bellies. We'll do what we do best and hold our line until that final round declares the victor. See y'all on the battlefield. So clearly, I mean, they know that they've got a tough fight ahead of them, and rightfully so. But what are your thoughts on Meowgi's take there? Anything interesting jump out at you?
I'm sorry, I was kind of trying to get our lobby information from our captains there, but did I hear
That's
you
more
say
important.
That, did I hear you say they will not be showing them their bellies?
That's correct. Yeah, I think that's the whole. Yeah, that's the a dog doesn't show its belly, I think is what they're going for, because that's like a sign of submission. So they're not going to submit to this battle just yet. I think they're ready for G-Men. And I will say, just sort of from a personal note, or from a player note, I should say, Blaze did have the opportunity to scrim Legionnaires just yesterday, and they definitely were very defense focused. They spent a lot of time working on their Volk defensive strats, and to be perfectly frank, they gave us a very, very solid run for our money. I don't even know that we came out of that scrim the champion. So Legionnaires definitely putting in the work even in this postseason and getting ready, maybe making some new strategies. Maybe we'll see some new spots that we haven't seen before from them. So lots of interesting stuff coming from the Legionnaires. I know that G-Men also had a scrim with Animal House. So these teams have been preparing. I mean, this is about as serious as it gets to get into the round robin stages and the semis and get a shot at that VRL Challenger final. So I'm looking forward to this matchup.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add here while we're sort of just discussing the potential, winners?
Well, the potential is for that of a nuclear explosion, Noman, to be honest with you. These two teams, they are so close, I feel, in skill. Legionnaires definitely improving and becoming more consistent this season, especially. Whereas G-Men have been kind of consistently strong for the last few seasons. In fact, if anything, they've actually maybe been a bit weaker this season than what we're used to seeing in previous. So I think we're going to see one hell of a matchup here tonight. I'm excited to get this going. We only have a few minutes left before the lobby should be live, and we'll be bringing you that action. But yeah, I mean, the blood is just pumping. I don't even know if I could call it right now. Legionnaires just have a way of kind of finding a way into that round robin Group B, but G-Men a force to reckon with in the top 10 of the US.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I want to do now, I don't know if you've got the bans just yet, but if not, I'd like to discuss potential bans. Like, what are your thoughts for bans that they would get? I'm just gonna kick you off here. My thinking is G-Men are going to end up banning Cargo. It's one of Legionnaire's most played maps, also one of their strongest, and definitely lends to their sort of that sort of sneaky play style, right? That laying down and obfuscating a good chunk of your body. I don't think G-Men want to fight that in this Challenger Cup. What do you think the ban is going to come out from the G-Men side, if you don't already know?
Well, I do already know, but if I didn't already know, I would say I would go with Cargo as well, just simply because they are a very statistical team. They are very much a team to prep for their enemy. And I can see them going into these match pages like, Dawkins made available on the VRML website and utilizing those stats and those percentages in order to best plan out their attack or their approach to this enemy, because this really counts here. This could be the end of either of these teams' trial through the VRML championships.
Yeah, definitely. So we do have that ban, but before we get into that, I will just quickly I know we don't know Legionnaire's ban yet. My thinking is Suburbia. So like I'd said earlier, I think that if they're going by statistics, Suburbia is definitely a G-Men favorite. I think their style of play is very coordinated on Suburbia. So I don't know that Legionnaires... I think if they pick into it, they don't want to start on Marsoc. I think they're going to want to play Volk on most of their rounds. In fact, I would be surprised if we don't see Legionnaires try to start on Volk in every map of the series so far, or in this series. So any thoughts on what you think Legionnaire's ban might be?
as much as God, I think they're gonna maybe ban Downfall. As weird as that might sound, G-Men are strong on Downfall. And I'm not sure. I think they might be worried that if G-Men play a strong defense and they pick Downfall, that G-Men could actually take it. So I'm actually going to go with a wild card map ban choice here and say that they're going to ban Downfall.
You know what? Yeah, I can see that. I can see
maybe Suburbia.
Yeah.
G-Men also pretty strong on that, and I'm not quite sure. I haven't looked through the stats long enough to see exactly how long or how well Legionnaires do on Suburbia now.
Yeah, I mean, they're relatively strong, but they don't play it very often. It does come out to a 64% round win ratio, so they are in the positive there, but it is only out of 4 games. So not a huge stat line. So real quick before we do announce the bans we do have, we can just quickly chat about the last time these two teams had met. So they had played in mid-March during the regular season. And that matchup went the way of G-Men with the scoreline of 11-9. Legionnaires actually opened that series with taking Cargo away from G-Men at 4-3. So that sort of reinforces that potential ban from the G-Men side. And then Bazaar was the second map. G-Men were able to take that one 4-3. So it's 4-3-3-4 scoreline back and forth. And then the final map, to your point, was Downfall Day. And G-Men took that 4-2. So I think we are sort of on the money with what the bans will likely be. But now we've been sitting on this War Room page for so long. I feel bad teasing the folks at home, trying to, what's the ban gonna be? So we do know one of the bans so far from G-Men is going to be Cargo. So that was not. We were on the money. We were correct in our assumptions there. Definitely a map I think that G-Men are strong on, but I do think it is lineup dependent. I think they have certain players that perform really well on Cargo and others that do not. So maybe they're missing a key player this time around. And we are still waiting on the ban from Legionnaires. We'll come back to that as soon as we have it. But man, I don't know. Do you wanna cast a predict? I feel like, man, I really don't even know that I want to put in a prediction. They're just such a good set of teams with such a good, similar play style. They definitely feel very similar in strategy and tactics. Maybe Legionnaires playing a little bit slower, but overall, just two very. I know that. Coming from from a captain of a team, both of them I kind of dread playing. You know what I mean? Like they're so daunting sometimes. I think if I were to put my money on one, I would say Legionnaires could pull out the upset here. So they are the underdog, so to speak. But I think it's entirely possible. I mean, in these finals, anything can happen. The pressure can get to you. And I think Legionnaires could pull it out. I think I'm going to put my chips there. Sleepy, what do you think?
I think Legionnaires are going to be able to lock it down, to be honest. I think they're ready. I think they know what's on the line. I mean, they do also, I believe, have a shot at going in through ESL and the VR League, but I think G-Men are not going to give it to them, that's for sure, and I think G-Men are going to be able to take it. We'll see. I think if G-Men can close out the first 2 maps, well, it won't matter because we're not playing a third. If one team does take both maps, that is something we should note as well before we get into this. We won't be playing a third map if the first 2 are won by the same team. This is 2 and done because there's no MMR to win or lose here. This is all about going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's no weight to any of their wins or losses. This is just straight map decider. Whoever takes 2 is going to take the championship. So we might just see 2 maps, but hopefully not. We know the folks at home love seeing these 3 map series played out all the way through. So I don't want to take that away from anybody. We did get that final ban in. So the ban from G-Men, as we said earlier, was Cargo. And the ban now coming through for Legionnaires is indeed Suburbia. So pretty much spot on. I mean, look at that. It's like we're professional casters or something, It's crazy. I did just get note that we are getting the lobby up and running, so we'll be jumping into that in just a moment. And yes, we will have that first map pick for you as well. So along with the cargo and suburbia bands, that first map is going to be Quarantine 1. Oh, I'm excited. What a good map to start this out on. What are your thoughts on this pick? I mean, this to me is like a slam dunk. Yeah, exactly. It's a slam dunk map pick. You really can't go wrong with a Q1 start. I don't know. I don't want to look at stats. I'm tired of looking at numbers. What's your gut feeling? Who takes Quarantine here? That was for you, Sleepy Bud.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that
no.
question?
Who's gut feeling? Who takes Quarantine? Just, what?
I'm
don't
gonna
think
stick
about
with
it.
my prediction on the game and say G-Men.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to say Legionnaires. They've got that defensive advantage. They practice the defense quite a bit. I have a feeling that might be, this might be theirs. But we are now shuffling folks into the lobby. Everybody's getting set. And while we get everybody all good and running, I'm going to kick the folks over to just a short, it'll be about 2-minute intermission.
Teeny tiny.
Just like a little teeny tiny one.
Little itty bitty one.
While we get everything set up and ready, and in 2 minutes we will be jumping in to this fantastic series. Stick around, folks. We will be right back. All right, folks, you know that view. You know exactly what we're looking at. It's Quarantine 1. The teams are in. They're readying up. They're completing their strats. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this series, Sleepy. So we do have the first objective is this center burning objective. A very tough first objective to have for G-Men. Definitely a very spawn-dependent one, but one that is pretty often... I think it's pretty often captured. It is a very, you can kind of get into this burning rubble area here over the cockpit. There's a little section of wall here folks like to use to hop in. And I'll be wondering if G-Men have a strategy for getting in there, but also a lot of little tucked in corners that a lot of the Legionnaires folks can stick in. So I'm wondering, the big question is going to be, are they going to spread out, or are they going to run real tight and let G-Men sort of have run of the map and try to catch them as they come in for the cap? What are your thoughts? I mean, based on what you've seen from Legionnaires' defenses in the past.
You know, somebody talked about this. I believe it was you in the Challenger Cup Group A pre-show that we did. postseason mentalities change, right? People start playing safe because they don't want to give up any valuable points at this stage in the game. So I'm thinking Legionnaires are going to stick tight to the objective most of the night tonight and try and get those not necessarily easy, but easier points than the Marsoc round. And hopefully they're going to be able to pull out this first one on defense.
Absolutely. We're in round one. We're kicking things off. The Challenger Cup final is underway. G-Men do get that center spawn. They will cross to the south. Shots ring out. 3 are going to make it to the motel, so no issues there, but callouts will be coming out from Legionnaires. And I'm wondering if we'll see a rotation to the north here. So far, they've only sent 2, Meowgi and Mr. Serious there on the backside, but they are tucking in. We'll wait until the north develops here and hang out by the man himself, the G-Man, and Dr. Leo Marvin making their push through center glass here. So yeah, we are taking a look at the overhead map here, and you can see the Legionnaires set up in a pretty... It's kind of an odd defense, actually, if you take a look at it. You know, those 2 of the north definitely there because of those early callouts and those early shots. But I like that there's somebody at the ambulance. I think that's a really nice sort of little buffer to not allow anybody coming through the center.
Yeah, it really is. I don't necessarily agree that it's kind of that odd. I feel like a man at ambulance, one watching the North Street cross towards that plane, that plane fuselage, and then one. I would have probably kept pushing Mr. Meowgi up further into the northwest of the 5-story to really get a better eye on the north side, but overall it's not too different than what we see commonly used. And a little smokes, some smokes are going to come out actually on the north from the G-Men as they push their way across. They've made their way up to tank. Mr. Meowgi, of course, not going to be able to see any of this, as we mentioned, because he's not pushed up far enough. Brastamouth, 404, and Swooty, though, working their way up as a good firing squad, bounding between cover. And it'll be pretty soon before they start running up on Mr. Meowgi, and we'll have to see if his ambush location that he's got over there in the west will work out for him.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of time before we get into some action here. Leo Marvin sending some rounds down towards the burning building. He's not going to find anybody. I wonder, I mean, Raider could be in trouble, but I don't think he's in the firing line. Yeah, he's behind that pillar there. I don't think he has to worry too much. In Vegas, there at the ambulance, playing the patient game. We all know how patient Vegas can be in these types of positions, and he's definitely looking like he might catch 404 here. If we take a look at this angle, 404 is really playing with fire by this wall. They have taken the rooftop now, which is a very strong position for them to have. It's a nice little overwatch. If they can make the defense rotate, they could definitely cause some problems. 404 finds one. Vegas finds 404 in that spot we just took a look at. So the first early trade comes out. Leo Marvin sends a few rounds his way, not going to land anywhere close.
And Swooty trying to return some fire and maybe get the revenge frag onto El Vegas to avenge his buddy 404, but he's not quite firing in the right portion of the ambulance. He was firing above, not really putting any shots underneath. But he's safe and sound right now behind this little tower, as most seasoned players know this tower having a few collision errors. You can see through it, but none of those bullets are going through.
Yeah, and I was just highlighting his positioning here, just going to talk about it. Yeah, definitely a good strategy to have, especially when you have somebody like Vegas in that ambulance position. Can be a very tricky one to unseat, so if you can at least get eyes on, you've sort of got half the battle. But the man here could find Kitten. Kitten's not really paying attention to this tank courtyard objective, despite hearing shots. He does look over. He might have seen him.
Doesn't. The man fires a volley of shots. Kitten's barely able to avoid it. He fires back. We've got a bit of an exchange here. Now Vegas should be keyed into it. We'll have to see if that actually provides true, but here comes Dr. Leo Marvin actually on the backside. He might be able to pick up Vegas here at any second. He did not see his feet. That's amazing. No, maybe he's calling it out. He should see the feet. Now he does. Dr. Leo Marvin takes down El Vegas, and now it's just 2 members of Legionnaires left against the G-Men's 3, one of which way off from the objective at the moment, the other right on top. If they made a push now, they could easily take down Kitten Mittens with a bit of coordination and get a cap in here and start things off with a bang.
Yeah, absolutely. Kitten's got to stay tucked in here. He needs Meowgi to pick up at least one. We've got a check nade coming out. It looks like it's good. Yes, it's an insta-kill on the man. Even things up 2-2.
That was an explosive outcome.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Ha-ha.
Swooty's
But
coming
Dr. Leo
through.
Marvin, there's Kitten Mittens exactly like they want. And Swooty, he's right on top of the objective gnome, and he's got tab out. We're going to be seeing a cap here in round 1. Oh, this is not what we want. Mr. Meowgi too far away, and Swooty, he's going to get that booty, and he's going to get that cap, meaning 2 points here on round 1 for G-Men.
Wow, and I thought that Kitten Mittens kill was going to be the equalizer. I thought that was what was going to, sort of get the Legionnaires to start rotating back. The call-out comes in. They've got one down. They know how many are up. I could have sworn they would have come back to it, but no, definitely a great play by Swooty there to finally make that push towards the objective and punch that code in. Remaining member of Legionnaires did not have enough time to get down, but man, what a series. That Kit Mittens grenade is a fantastic way to start the series off, quite literally with a bang.
You got that right, and you know what? I tried to squeeze this in before that round started, but 404 from the G-Men wanted me to actually give a shout out to his mom, as of course here in America, Mother's Day is coming up on Sunday. So of course, all you players out there, be sure and get your mom some flowers, buy her some chocolates, whatever she likes. Take her out for a nice dinner. But 404 wanted me to give a shout out to his mom. So shout out to 404's mom if you happen to be watching this evening. Happy Mother's Day from your son, and what a great way to start out. They give you a cap and get 2 points for the G-Men right out of the gate. The G in G-Men stands for great. They're great men, let me tell you.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. But now we're jumping into round 2, and we're going to be seeing a lot of things about, hopefully, a Legionnaire's response to that cap. A little bit of G-Men excitement there.
Wouldn't it be nice?
I would...
Cap
there it is.
He called him out. He called him out with that flare. Look at that. It's almost like he calling the spawn. It's Babe Ruth, brass to mouth, calling the spawn with his flare gun, ladies and gentlemen. You saw it here first. Onward Master League 1. The Ocho.
The Ocho. Onward Master League 1, the Ocho. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Uno.
Meowgi goes
Ooh,
down
it's
quick to
Swooty.
Swooty. That is a position that is a personal favorite of mine, but it's very dangerous. I mean, obviously, a lot of different angles the offense can approach you from. But now the call-outs have come in. They should have identified that north spawn.
Yeah, and the offense already is checking where Swooty was. They heard the shots. They identified where he was. But Swooty doing a great job in repositioning almost instantly. Raider and Kitten looking for him in that northwest 5 and even at the white car, but he's no longer there. He's relocated. He's in a new ambush position over in the west. But now they're going to change their plans indefinitely. I really highly doubt that they're going to continue to try and push this northwest side.
Yeah, these shots ringing out from brass to mouth. Looks like, yes, it is Vegas there at the catwalk. He wasn't able to land the shots on him. He is up. He is up and moving. The call-out's coming in, though. Leo Marvin should have enough intel. I wonder if he'll peek. Now, you know what? Honestly, I wouldn't peek if I was him either. That doesn't really work. Brass to mouth, given those call-outs about Vegas's position, he's going to have a hard time approaching from that angle. He needs to move north, especially after taking fire already. Rooftop, however, is now owned by Legionnaires, so we'll see if they're able to really capitalize on this. It's such a strong position to have, but a difficult one to keep, especially with those defenders in the village buildings there in the corner. The man and Swooty both having a good sight
Frag
line.
coming in from off the burning building, but it'll be just a little too far off angle. That'll be in response to Raider suppressive fire onto Dr. Leo Marvin. I actually thought Dr. Leo Marvin was going to peek himself into getting killed, but he refrains and holds his position tight. Raider almost taken down, though, there with that response grenade. And Swooty actually having backed off a few moments ago from that far western ambush point. So it's going to give them a little bit of self-confidence in that northern push. So, yeah, as you said, Vegas should actually probably just go ahead and double back now. He's caused a great distraction for the team. Now he should go ahead and fall back and support them, be a little bit closer so he can watch those angles when some of his teammates may possibly go down.
Shots ringing out from the man towards Vegas. Not going to land as he crosses that street. He is now on the southern side of the map. Raider still looking off this rooftop. This is where the action's gonna be. Yeah, he trades some shots with Swooty, but neither seem to land. More shots coming out from the man. This rooftop is it's such a good position, but it's so dangerous.
Yeah.
It either pays off or you just get punished immediately. I mean, there is just no in between there.
Okay, so I've already counted at least 2 Legionnaires on their bellies, so Belly Boys is an apt description. Meanwhile, we will get a pick from Kitten Mittens on to blast him out there.
Yeah, right on the OBJ. He managed to pick him off as he rotated downstairs, and now he's coming up to the north side here, making his approach towards the village. He's going to have to contend with the man, who is now rotated to that street, far west side. We'll see if he's keeping his eyes on this angle. He is indeed. Shots ringing out towards Kitten. Like a fallout. Do come
Here in
out.
the roof courtyard here. He's popped a smoke and actually able to make his way out about halfway across the north street. Kitten Mittens will find Swooty in the west. That'll be a good pickup for Legionnaires as they continue their push here. But Raider is coming in very, very close. 404 picking up the north street cross onto Mr. Sirius. And it could be Dr. Leo Marvin and Raider going at it toe-to-toe here for the cap. Here comes Raider. He's going to try and sneak it in. That's going to be a bad idea. And now Dr. Leo Marvin, he's peeking. Is he going to see him? Yeah, he's going to see him now. Dr. Leo Marvin will get the kill onto Raider.
I was following that action to make sure nothing sneaky happened. You're not going to get by me today, Legionnaires. It may work when we're playing.
You got me to help you out, too, so that's a good thing. Because, yeah, they are some sneaky guys, man.
Gotta keep our eyes all over this battlefield. Kitman's rotating now. Dr. Leo Marvin's going to spot him out, grab the one cross in the north. Now Vegas here on the south. 404 walking through is going to see him as he picks up Dr. Leo Marvin, and G-Men are going to grab themselves another point, taking this to 3-0.
And so far, so correct. My prediction has been on G-Men taking this first map pretty handily, even starting on Marsoc. Now all they have to do is win this next round, even if just by kills, to take map number 1 and halfway secure their victory here this evening.
Yeah, and this is a rough start to your first round. I mean, what do you do to recover? You have to shake off the cap, obviously. You're starting on a defensive round. You cannot lose this, right? You need to get the momentum back. I think that, I don't know that I would play this hyper safe, but I feel like if I was planning to do some sort of new play, I may rethink it. You know, I may want to go back to the tried and true here instead of trying a new strategy, but it all depends. I mean, it seems like they've definitely done their homework. They've definitely researched the positions. There's a lot of interesting call-outs I've been hearing as we've been sort of zooming around the map. Makes me think that they've definitely been, doing their homework for this. So I don't know. I don't know what the best approach for this is. What would you do in this situation, Sleepy?
What I would do, wait, as Legionnaires or as G-Men?
Legionnaires.
I would play it as close as possible to the objective without putting yourself at risk for a 5 grenade a single win, you know what I mean? You're really going to have to watch this objective like a hawk, because this one is notorious for being capable by a lot of the top tier teams, and G-Men not necessarily getting the best spawn, but it will be good for them to be able to lock down that north rooftop control pretty quickly if Legionnaires don't push very hard. So it's a tough call. You really want to secure that roof defense on this objective, but at the same time, if you don't have enough eyes on it, they're just going to walk up to it and cap it, and nobody seems to be sitting right on top of the objective so far from Legionnaires, and that's a bit concerning for me.
Yeah, and Swooty does manage to get the call-outs for the 3 rotating to the north, so they are going to be expecting the defenders on this hill. Shots already ringing out from the Marsoc side. It's really going to come down to who wins this battle for the north. This is the Game of Thrones of quarantine right now. The battle for the north. The G-Walkers and the Legion Men 404 finding his first pick. Meowgi going down. Raider's going to be in trouble here. He's sandwiched between Swooty and Leo Marvin, and there it is. Leo Marvin's going to win that trade. Legionnaires not looking
throwing more at
like they're going to grab this round. Kitmans does manage to finally grab the refrag on Swooty, but only after 3 members of Legionnaires go down. And this is what I was talking about. That's such a dangerous strategy to send so many people in a position like that.
I was surprised to see that fourth man rotate north. If anything, after the second guy went down, you should have pulled the third guy from the north and brought both of those two guys right back on top of the objective, or even back, to where the APC is, maybe north rooftop courtyard, somewhere just a little bit different, because they've obviously already gained control of that side of the map. So you're not winning any battles here. So throwing more people at it was really not the right move. And now the defense is so spread that I don't know if they're gonna get it in. An amazing grenade from Brastamouth finds Vegas on a hard corner. I don't even know if Brastamouth knew he was really there. He did see the smokes earlier on and saw somebody going to cross, but I don't think he knew he was 100% there. But either way, he will get the kill, and that'll really help out the defense. Brastamouth could actually push for it here.
The offense. It helps out the offense. Definitely doesn't help the defense. I'll tell you that for free.
Correction, it helps out the offense. It does not help out the defense.
Yeah, and this is going to be sort of a, I don't know, this is a big problem. You got too many people and not enough eyes, you know what I mean? Like, there's no chance Kitten's going to be able to grab every single one of these. He's already missed this rotation. I've been kind of keyed in on it, 404 inside of this East HQ center glass area. I think Hitman's just now spotted him. Shots ring out, don't land, is going to put him in a world of hurt because he's about to run into...
Horse on the objective. Oh, but it's not going to matter. Brastamouth will find the final kill. And 404 will be denied the 5-0 victory on map 1, but they will secure a complete sweep on Quarantine.
Yeah, Quarantine is over with. I mean, that was dominating.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
I would have never expected map 1 to be done in 20 minutes.
I mean, that was 3 rounds. That was a cap and 2 rounds. I'm
wow,
kind
you're
of
right. It was.
I'm at disbelief in 3 rounds. G-Men able to take that first map away from Legionnaires, but now it is going to be Legionnaires' pick. I wonder if they will opt to do a Volk side pick rather than a map pick and try to secure a defensive win rather than an offensive one. So we'll see what happens here, but let's take the folks over to the war room real quick because we do need to talk about what this next map is. And as you may be hearing some of that telltale gunfire behind me, it's gonna be Bazaar. Bazaar is our map pick for map number 2 in this Challenger Cup final. It's definitely it's a good one to cast. I personally, as a player, it's not in the top for me. It's not the it's not the top pick, I gotta say. But I don't think my team agrees with me. So I think it is I think it's just me. I think it's a personal thing. Sort of like what I was just saying with Kitten Mitten's situation. It's too many angles, not enough eyes. You know, if I had an extra eye or two, maybe. But it is a great map. It has that mix of very short range, very long range, and mid-range engagements. You kind of never know what to expect. The equipment utilization, meaning, shields and C4 and all kinds of fancy stuff, come out in full force here. This is definitely a map that Legionnaires practiced quite a bit with us yesterday, so I would expect them to come out here in strength, and they did indeed pick the defensive advantage rather than the map, so this is G-Men's map choice. So we'll see. They were very strong on Bazaar yesterday, so we'll see if that translates well into, when things are actually on the line. Obviously, scrims play out very differently than most real matches, but if it's any indication, I think G-Men definitely have to, sort of keep their heads about them and not think they've won this just yet. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Legionnaires are playing it exactly like you said. They're going to pick Volk, and as we talked about earlier on, that postseason mindset, very different. They're not going to go for the risk here. They need to go for the more sure thing, and even that's not sure because G-Men are very strong on this map. I watched Swooty literally sneak in between the most blind angle I've ever witnessed on this map against Danglers, against Riboman, who should have been able to see him, but it was just the perfect line for that defender not to be able to see him, and he was able to get the cap right out in the open. So G-Men are going to be tough on this map, so let's hope that Legionnaires know what they're doing by picking safe into defense.
Yeah, you are absolutely right, and the countdown timer is through. the folks are in, and we are ready to kick off this first round. We do have the Coyote objective in the north. No caps is the call-outs from the Legionnaires, and man, it's understating it. You want not just no caps, you want wins. You need wins. Meowgi under fire immediately. 404 finding that early angle on him. G-Men looking to make their approach largely through the east and southeast. There's a one crossing there, the man crossing across to the southwest courtyard. So we'll be seeing him engage from a different angle, but the rest of G-Men opting to go east and northeast. Dr. Leo Marvin already finding his way. Yeah, look at him up here. He is cooking.
I've been following him, yeah. He is definitely not wasting any time, and you know, I gotta wonder if that's, you know, in credit to his old SMC days. You know, that used to be a fairly aggressive team. They're definitely not afraid of pushing aggressive to get to those forward positions as quick as possible sometimes. But, you know, G-Men have also changed up their play style from a few seasons back where I was a bit more familiar with it as a player. They've gained a little bit more speed, and their tactics are a bit more fluid now than they once were. I feel like they were once very, very structured. Now they do have a bit more adaptability than what they once did.
Yeah, and I think adaptability is very crucial in Bazaar. It's one of those maps that forces you to rotate as often as possible. We're going to see Vegas here. Should have a line of sight on Dr. Leo Marvin already. He's going to take shots out on 404. Does find that. Leo Marvin hitting the deck as quickly as possible. Did Vegas spot him is the question. He is watching this direction. Shots ringing out towards Vegas. Do pick him up. Swooty grabs the headshot there, and now the north side is wide open. The G-Men to make their approach. Blast him out now here on the east. He's gonna throw out a couple of nades.
Prod.
Yeah, an interesting. I mean, you really can't throw enough nades to check all the different angles that the defense can be in. But the defense on the objective is quite tight. I think they're gonna have a hard time getting through and capping. I think their biggest problem is going to be the sneak cap. I think if somebody comes out, you know, just around sort of this little corner here on Coyote, they're going to have a hard time finding that. Meowgi, the only real defense for that. But a nice nade coming out.
Oh, no.
Unfortunate team kill by Brass.
Fratricide.
On the backside. That's going to put G-Men at a bit of a disadvantage.
What is going on with Brass to Mouth now? Oh no!
Oh,
and we have a disconnect.
marks.
And he's dropped through the map. I literally just watched it happen. His character model dropped through. I think he might have somehow lagged out, and yeah, that's tough. He was glitching a little bit on my end, but I don't know if that's just a little bit of the spectator sync issue, maybe.
He's still in the lobby, so I think he did just fall through an unfortunate graphical glitch. Somebody at James. Dr. Leo Marvin.
There's the pick that I was waiting for. Dr. Leo Marvin does find Mr. Meowgi, and that will actually allow for a bit of room here to go for the cap. Dr. Leo Marvin and Raider will trade, and that'll help out with the approach here, but it's all up to the man who's going to be able to see a couple of rushing Rudies as they kind of run around and try and make sure that the objective is secure. The man, if he's quiet enough, he could actually pull this off. DMT's upstairs. Mr. Sirius is only going to be able to watch one side effectively without having to make himself too much of a target.
Yeah, if the man plays this quiet enough, Legionnaires do definitely struggle. I was going to say do struggle with sometimes not peeking out at the right times, but that was the right time to peek out. And they're going to find themselves that final kill and grab their first round win of the series.
And thank goodness. I'm very glad to see that. Now I hope they can honestly pull it back. I really hope they can go 4-0 on G-Men, so we just have like an exact scoreline bout, just haymaker after haymaker until the final map. Then we go to 7 rounds, and you know, that's what I want, Omen. Please make it happen.
Yeah, I know.
Let's change the score to 3-0 for Legionnaires.
We just won't tell them. We just won't, you know, we'll just make
Be like, okay, G-Man, this is it. This is all you got to take this map. You gotta stay alive now.
As much as I'm sure we'd all love to play God with the scores of some of these matches. No, they are going to have to grind it out.
That's with the teams, you know what I mean? Like, once we switch maps, like, put one team up 3-0 in the start before the rounds even start. See if they even notice it.
That would be, that'd be cruel. You know what'd be even worse is if you kept taking the score down, you know, you kept making it like 1-0 every time they keep playing. They play like 12 rounds before they realize that they've played 12 rounds. Diabolical. Downright diabolical stuff. It's all right, folks. No, we will not influence the round scores in any way. It is important to note we take our sort of game moderation seriously here in the VRML, but we just want to watch them play. You know what I'm saying? Like, you almost kind of want the regular season to go, you know, for a best of
52 weeks.
Yeah, best of 5 map format. I mean, can you imagine? That'd be insanity. But that would probably kill the casting crew. I think we would have to quit our jobs and move into a house in Laguna Beach. It'd be probably its own TV series.
Hey, somebody shop it right now. Somebody take it somewhere, get us some funding. We're gonna call it Caster House. It'll be on Netflix. It'll be like Terrace House if you've ever watched the popular Japanese real-world style drama.
Yeah, there it is.
Like that.
Or we'll call it Real Casters of VR Master.
The Real Casters of exactly. The Real Casters of VR Master League. I love it.
Yeah,
hey,
that's it.
Irish
Print it,
Gorilla,
ship
it. I know you work in the industry, bud. Shop it. Let me know. Let's do it.
Hit my non-existent agent up. He's waiting by his non-existent phone. And
well, my non-existent agent is my non-existent self, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up my non-existent phone. But you can have him call me, or hit me on the DMs and Twitter at SleepyCastVR or SleepyPlaysVR.
I think you're Sleepy Plays VR. I think if you're gonna plug your social media, you probably want to know your social media. You can just work on that while we get these guys in. I think they're doing so. Just to give the folks at home a quick update, I believe that we have Brass to Mouth restarting his instance to make sure we don't see one of those unfortunate fall through the map scenarios happen again. So that is what we're waiting on right now. I think we can kick the folks over to just another quick 2-minute intermission while we wait for the teams to ready up. We'll jump back in if they get in early, but we'll be right back, folks. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll be back with some action in just a few moments. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now back into the action. Brass to Mouth is in. He's on the map, not through the map, so already a good start.
Great.
Let's see if G-Men can hold out this defense, or if Legionnaires is going to find themselves maybe a 3-0 map lead here in map 2 and try to stay in this series as close as possible. Like we said, it doesn't really matter what the scoreline is. There's no MMR to worry about. They just got to win it.
That's it. If you could squeak everything by 4-3, it doesn't matter. You're not losing anything but some pride, losing some points. It's all about that whole map win.
Some shots do come out from the man, so they should have a full count on the members heading east. Raider here making his approach. could find himself one. The man is rotating pretty
He's
heavily
moving around
upstairs
the
there.
top left balcony of Kayat.
Yeah, the call out there coming out.
Yeah.
Good information to have if the man stops in the wrong spot. And the Raider's gonna... Ooh, oh, cut to the wrong camera there. The Raider is gonna take some shots out towards the man. But he's a sneaky little snake. Rotating around up here. A good strategy. He's able to keep eyes on a lot of different angles, make it a a tough target to hit. Definitely not something you would normally consider doing, right? Like, let me just sprint around this room upstairs for 3 straight minutes, but worked out so far. He did get some of the call-outs in.
Ooh, DMT's found his way over here in the east, and he's going to be spotted by 404. 404 going to grab the kill onto DMT, and that'll shut down part of the eastern push. Miyagi now pushing into the blue hallway just south of the Citizens Plaza here in the east. He'll be looking for 404 in the refrag, but 404 already repositioned. He's in a more secure location now. So Mr. Miyagi will have his work cut out for him. Vegas trying to take a peek through the little teeny tiny crack in the south side. He's not going to see anyone from there, though.
He's looking for the cap. That's what he's looking for. Is it in here? Is it in this little crack? No. No, Vegas, it's not. It's right next to the uplink. That's where the cap is. Just letting you know.
He's looking for the cap. That's great, and not because you're even just ribbing with him, because that's all it is, folks. Don't get all up in an uproar.
No,
Legionnaires have as much skin in this game as anyone else.
No, I
do hope they find that cap. I really do.
That's what I'm saying. I want him to be looking for that cap. It's not a question of ribbing. It's really just, let's see that cap, Legion. Let's bring it back. Shots ringing out from Vegas towards Brass to Mouth's position. He has rotated out already, however. 404 here now keyed in on Vegas's spot. Oh, I thought that nade made it into that room. Oh, I was gonna say what a clip that would have been to miss, but nope. Little too wide coming out onto the street. 404 definitely in trouble now. Miyagi creeping up.
He's got a lot of kitty cats right around him right now.
Oh, he is gonna be in trouble here. He might just check the backside of this room at the right time. Yep, now he's looking.
How did he 404 takes down Mr. Miyagi. Radar's looking for the refrag. Will 404 see it? I'm sure Radar's seen that rifle barrel poking out. 404 staying tucked, though. Very smart. Changing out the mag.
Oh, there it is. I hear you.
I called you out, so come on out with your hands up.
He said, come on out with your hands up. Wow. It's good to see the teams are having a good time. Legionnaires, Raider, and 404 back and forth a little bit here. Some of the great things that we catch here on the caster cams.
I love it. I love that kind of stuff. That's what makes this community so fantastic. You're playing, there's stakes on it, but you're still having a good time. Obviously, G-Men feeling a little bit less pressure now. They've still got 2 maps to go through. Swooty taking some shots on Raiders Cross. Not going to find him. Sirius does find Brass to Mouth on the objective. Now 404 coming out to grab Raider. The trade does come out, but 404 is going to win.
Well, Vegas, like a true belly boy, is not too far behind. Depending on the timing here, Swooty's rotation for the possible revive could mean an easy trap for Vegas. But like the true belly boy that he is sliding his way up, and he can definitely hear 404 giving these call-outs. So we should be looking to get that double tap here from him at any point to even it out. 3-3. No, wait, it is 3-2 now in G-Men's favor.
It is, but now Legionnaires don't have a lot of time to work with. They're at 1 minute and 10 seconds, and they have got to start moving. Vegas gonna toss out a couple of smokes here, so this is good. Potentially making Leo Marvin.
Any moment though. No, Vegas not gonna take any chances. He's gonna go ahead and double tap 404 anyways.
Vegas now over the top.
Upstairs.
Oh, this
good
could
angled. Ooh, this could get Dr. Leo Marvin. Yeah.
Swooty missing the shot. Sirius downs himself with a nade. Swooty finds Vegas, and G-Men find their defensive win there. An unfortunate scenario towards the end, but a rush they definitely had to make. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that grenade there, but
yeah, I was too focused on Vegas's push because he was really close to getting that cap. If had Swooty not got him, there's a good chance that Vegas was going to get that cap.
yeah, it's definitely a dangerous scenario. That rotation from Swooty shouldn't take too long, but definitely tough to find. You know, if you let somebody get into that Coyote south side, they can really sort of find a little nook or a little cranny they can cram themselves into and make themselves pretty tough to spot. So good on G-Men there to solidify that round. We've got ourselves a series, folks. Legionnaires now going to be taking defense on the East Hotel objective. This is going to be an interesting one, I think. Now, normally I would say that these are, we would call them fast spawns, but I don't know, for both of these teams, it feels like they're going to take the same amount of time whether or not they get the fast spawn. This is generally one of the shorter runs to an objective on this map. I think both teams are going to definitely be taking their time on the approach in offense. I can't imagine G-Men is just going to, rush in their guns blazing, but who knows? This is the postseason, and lots of teams like to bust out new strats in the postseason. We'll see what the G-Men bring to the table here as all players are readied up and in, and we're diving into round 3.
And it is the quick spawn. Now, G-Men, like I said, they've been changing up how they play, so I wouldn't actually be surprised for them to use this spawn at least for the advantage of the quick territorial gang. They'll be able to get up very, very close to the objective, and even if they don't strike on that, they'll be able to have that vantage point and just kind of wait for the defense to slip up. Now, teams have been figuring out how to counter this quick spawn more recently, but as we can see here, it's a quick assault push from the G-Men, and 404 is going in. He's looking for DMT. He's already found DMT. He's right on top of the objective now. Raider's going to put off some shots. 404 is going to drop the weapon. No, Raider finds him, and that's just going to shut down the quick prod. But G-Men got more backup in here. A couple of smokes, they could be good. Brass the Mouth will find Raider, and now he's in. Oh, the tablet. No, good double check from Brass the Mouth here. Here comes the tablet now, maybe. Yes, here he comes. There it comes. The smokes are coming in from the G-Men. Here we go. We could be seeing another cap here. Brass the Mouth, he does it. He picks up 2 points, and G-Men gonna go up 3-1 here on Quarantine 1, and just like I said, Noman,
Yeah,
the quick spawn, they could change it. They've been changing it up, and that's exactly what happened. And
I'm really upset that I ate that gyro before the cast, because now I had to eat all those words, and I am just stuffed. Man, what a push that was. A great
in 45
push.
seconds too, note.
Yeah, that was a fantastic push by G-Men to the objective, finding that early pick on Raider, 404 grabbing 1. And then, oh my goodness, I mean, that was 2 cap attempts in probably about 20 seconds back to back of each other. They found the one defender, and I'm just shocked that Legionnaires defense did not rotate back in. They heard the shots ringing out. They had to have been looking at tablets. They had to have known that people were, it's potential, sort of a potential speedy cap there, and yet, Vegas was still on the outside of the alley on the north. So kind of surprising there that the defense wasn't prepared for it. I think they were waiting for that long game. They were waiting for exactly what I was talking about. And G-Men did not bring that today. The very speedy 45-second round going to bring them to 3-1, and now they're looking to close this series out, defending this north objective. If they get this defensive win here, the series is up, folks. Almost before it even started, it kind of feels like. Round 4 now kicking off. We'll see what the defense is able to put together, or if Legionnaires can answer back.
Yeah, it's a mirrored fast spawn. That's a good thing. I think Legionnaires have also been changing things up. We could see them push quickly onto the objective to at least try, but if not, I think we might see what I was saying with G-Men. They might use it for the territorial gain first and foremost.
Yeah, I don't know that you want to go hyper aggressive here. What a grenade! Raider going down from a very nice nade from the man.
Oh, the man might find a second here with Meowgi if he's not careful. Mr. Sirius able to pick up the res onto Raider, so no harm, no foul, just yet a little utility wasted, but nothing too major. Mr. Meowgi here, he's trying to see if he can find an angle on where the man might be sitting. but he does not have it, so he's going to be crazy exposed unless he maybe goes through the upstairs portion of the building. Some shots will ring out from 404, and I'm not quite sure what he was shooting at because I don't see any offensive team members in that northern side.
Yeah, I think they're just sort of trying to suppress, trying to slow the Legionnaires up, and they're doing a good job of it. I mean, honestly, they didn't even have to shoot. The Legionnaires all stacked up here in the north for the most part. 2 members on the south making their approach. A shot's going to trade through. Leo Marvin does find a bullet, but not going to go down as a result. I'm going to keep my eyes here on the man because this is really
it's really
kicker.
about to unfold. He's hearing the call outs. Here comes the first one. Yep, that's going to be one. He's going to relocate now. Smart move. Calling one. Ooh, it looks like maybe Mr. Sirius had a frag on him.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be tossing it over towards the man's corner, but no, I think he was looking to chuck it inside the building where 404 is sitting. He's going to get punished as a result.
I'm surprised none of the Legionnaires that are there, now I'm seeing Raider do it, but I was surprised I'm not seeing either of them go upstairs to try and get those grenades through that alley, because 404 is kind of susceptible to that. A decent chuck through that upstairs window, and he could be saying good night.
Yeah, they definitely need to find... They need to find at least one pick here. Miyagi going to be now rotating out. The man going to be expecting this. Oh, and he just misses the shots. The man is going to go down. And there's that pick. Miyagi evening things up. Legionnaires now getting some of the momentum back. You see DMT and Vegas here moving up on the South Bazaar side. DMT coming into the blue room here. Vegas has to be careful on this corner.
Yeah, the DMT making a lot of noise there is going to perk up Dr. Leo Marvin and possibly blast him out. The smoke from El Vegas definitely peeking their ears. I think 404 just relocated that smoke. Very smart play from him. Now it's not going to be a factor. DMT will find Swooty.
Blast him out does make the cleanup happen. Now it's Vegas and Dr. Leo Marvin here. Vegas is through the smoke. Leo Marvin comes out. Vegas finds Brastamouth on the backside. And yes, Legionnaires do find themselves not a cap, but a kill on wins. Yes, they're not out of this series just yet, folks. A very nice offensive play there. And it was very coordinated. It was tough to catch on camera there. Didn't quite get the objective side of the house, but a very nice push by Vegas to find one, and then the rest of the team pushing in through the objective building do find themselves another, and now it's 3-2. We could be seeing potentially a 3-3 and then a map deciding round. Oh boy. All right, we're still in this. We're still in this, folks. It could go the distance, or can G-Men find themselves a cap here on the West Market objective? That is the next one we're moving to. What's your gut feeling? What's your gut telling you right now, Sleepy?
I'm thinking G-Men or Legionnaires, I'm sorry, they're going to pull this defensive round back. We're going to go 3-3 here, and I think they're going to be able to take us to map 3. My fingers are crossed, my toes are crossed, I'm crossing my arms, I'm trying to use my mouse and keyboard cross-armed right now. It's ridiculous, Lemon. I just want to see a map number 3. Just want to see map number 3.
Just want to see map number. Yeah, we got it. Okay, good. We got the chant and everything. Yeah, no, I am with you 100% of the way. G-Men definitely deserving of a win based on their performance so far, but you know, you gotta fight for the nail biter series, man. Nobody wants to watch the blowout Super Bowl. You know, we want this hot action here. I mean, this is for that 8th spot in the VRML championship. Both teams fighting tooth and nail for it. Legionnaires not giving up without a fight, and we'll see what happens here on this defensive round. I don't know. I know I asked you to call it, but I'm not gonna call it. I can't do that. It's too much. Too much pressure. Everything's on the line. I feel like I'm playing right now.
My heart's beating pretty quick. You know what? Take 2. My heart's also beating fast, Noman. This is an exciting game.
Where's the rewind function? You know? All right, let's see what the Legionnaires defense looks like. I'm gonna let G-Men sort of set things up before. I want to see what defense Legionnaires take. Okay, so DMT hanging out here up top. Miyagi watching through the wall corner here. Mr. Sirius gonna push pretty aggressive onto this wall. Could catch himself.
That's like an a la Stumpy Nub style defense for this objective. very forward north aggression as long as he stays quiet and slow.
Oh, and
then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the trade coming out. Brastamouth and Sirius do find each other on that corner. And my camera's stuck in the power lines. There we go. Man and Swooty pushing through the bazaar. So they've lost their most forward offense and their most forward defense. So now we're sort of back to square one, as it were, for Legionnaires defense and G-Men offense. And let's see. So now, yeah, we've gone back to that sort of methodical approach by G-Men, right? This is the opposite of that fast spawn we were just seeing.
Well, I mean, they're playing the objective to the. I mean, they're playing the strategy to the objective, and I think that's, you know, like I've said before, intelligent. You know, they had the fast spawn on a fast objective. They utilized the speed, and they caught Legionnaires off guard because it's not something you would expect from G-Men. I mean, a 45-second round. Nobody in the NA is expecting that from G-Men. You know, we've once compared them to being some of the most EU-style teams in the NA. And to see a round like that come out from them, yeah. So it's clear to me now that they've obviously strategized or, you know, come up with strategies for individual objectives with individual spawns, which have differing tempos. And that is going to be able to throw off even some of your highest tier teams, because that kind of stuff can really mess with the defender in an enemy's head. That's a psychological style warfare there that I can't even begin to break down on stream without boring people to death.
Yeah, absolutely. We are sort of cycling through a couple of the offensive players' views here just to see where they're approaching from. The man now coming to the bazaar. Swooty does have Kaya. Not sure why the man is sort of second-guessing this push. We'll see the 404 are going to be the most forward. Going to be in trouble here. There is at least 2 defenders watching this West Market approach. This is likely where the action's going to be. Yeah, and he is spotted out early. And shots out towards the window. Leo Marvin with that backup fire. Oh, he's got to be careful on this window peek. Will he be ready for Vegas on the bottom left side of your screen there? Oh, he should have spotted him right there. No, Raider is actually the one laying down there. My apologies, not Vegas, but Raider does find 404 on the inside. Vegas on the back does find Leo Marvin on that long angle, and there goes the southwest push. Now it's all up to these 2 G-men pushing through the northwest courtyard.
Yeah, Swooty and the man that are left, and 2 shooters that I would definitely want to have up if I were on that team. Both of these guys, quality shots. Swooty able to find some ridiculous angles sometimes. But he's going to have a tough time getting out of that position right from where he is, because you do have Mr. Miyagi watching from that north corner wall, and Vegas up on that balcony to where he can turn the corner and kind of get the refrag quickly if Miyagi goes down. And then, of course, you have the solid defense of Vegas and Raider currently, who have already shut down the southwest push. So who's to say they won't just turn and shut down the east or the western courtyard push as well?
Yeah, and we'll sort of take a look from the bird's eye view here. I know some folks.
You mean the bird's eye view?
No, I definitely don't. Don't give him any more airtime than he needs. We have a hard time with him as it is. No, the top-down view here. Some smokes coming out from G-Men. Let's see how they break down this approach. So Swooty pushing through this north alley. Vegas checking the objective now. Smart choice when you see or hear smokes coming through. DMT peeks on Swooty, does find that kill, and now it's all up to the man who needs to get past Vegas here if he wants to find himself just even a taste of the cap. Miyagi's going to be his next biggest obstacle.
If he moves while these smokes are good, he can get into position to possibly get close enough to take down Vegas, and now Vegas is rotated off, but Miyagi might see the push here as the smokes have cleared.
No, I think
in a tough spot now.
Oh, I think he was just barely obfuscated. I mean, he should have seen him. I wonder if he was checking tablet or an angle. I didn't quite catch.
DMT has the angle too, actually. This could be very
the
foolish.
call-outs are in. Vegas has definitely radioed him in. The man is not going to have an easy time approaching. He is out of that spot. Raider. Yeah, Raider's going to find the man in the street, and Legionnaires are going to tie this map up 3-3, folks. We've got that series. We've got that series, folks. We're in it. Legionnaires needing to find this offensive win.
Tough. Yeah, God, you couldn't have made it tougher on yourselves, Legionnaires. This is, this is what really makes a team. Like, can you come back? Can you clinch the round when you have to do it on Marsoc? It's tougher to do. It's mentally, it's already there in your head. Like, if we don't do it, we lose. So now they have the pressure of, if we don't do it, we lose completely. There is no other opportunity. There is no map 3. That's just it. So it's tough, and that's where we see what teams are really made of. Can you convert on third down and long, basically?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the offensive approach is definitely a struggle, and this is where that cap really, really hurt Legionnaires, right? This would have been a 2-3 scenario had they just lost on kills rather than on a cap. In that earlier round when we saw that fast spawn by G-Men, really capitalized on. And now they're sort of working with what they got. They don't have that buffer. It comes down to a Marsoc round, but, they've put in the work. They've definitely, I think they've got something up their sleeves, and they need to make sure it executes 100%, as we are now getting into this potentially final round for Legionnaires as a whole. It's definitely the final round of the series, round 6 of this map 2. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, light up that chat. I want to see clutch emotes. I want to see cap emotes. I want to see that boom emote. All of them. Yeah, there it is. Can we just drum roll the whole time with that? I think that's too annoying. We can't.
No, that's too much. I can't do that to the audience.
Yeah, but everyone should be doing it at home.
Yeah, I want to feel like there's an earthquake going on in Los Angeles, even though there's probably one that's gone on not that long ago. I want to feel like there's one anyways for this last round. Come on, folks. Let's make this house shake. Legionnaires got to do it here. They got to pull this final round out. Can they take us to map 3? Well, they got 5.5 minutes to show us.
Yeah, then they've still got another map to focus on. I mean, there's so much pressure. God, now I feel like I feel like I'm under pressure. I'm just losing my mind here. Bringing it back on this series. Mr. Serious making the approach through the northwest. Not going to run into anybody. And you know what? I kind of want to talk about Sweetie's position here. This is so common. Like, I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know that I would take this.
Basic?
Hashtag basic spot.
Hashtag basic swoot.
If Sirius is quiet enough, this is a free kill, You just take your time on your approach. Check this angle. Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's chosen the long angle. Swooty thinks he hears something, but it's not above him.
Watching the birds.
Yeah. It's a beautiful day at Bazaar today, so
It is. Look at that sky.
I don't blame him. Now seeing some shots ringing out from Raider. He's checking the boxes.
Ooh, this could be dangerous. The man is pretty good with those grenades, so Raider could be in a world of hurt if the man decides to stand up and chuck a nade out from over there in that western mini market.
I just don't see why you would. You want to stay tucked in here. Oh no,
There's
Meowgi's in trouble. There it is. Meowgi going down insta. Now Legionnaires working with a man down. They need to find that answer back. And the man here not going to be... Yeah, I don't see why he would need to rotate in this situation. So he's going to stay stuck like glue. Marvin does find DMT now as he crosses the street. Swooty sending some shots out. Mr. Serious not quite able to spot him out. Oh, and that would have been a great pick. No, Legionnaires definitely working with depleted reserves here. Vegas making his street cross. He's going to have a hard time getting through. His position not really worthwhile, but Sirius does find 404.
Yeah, that'll be good as El Vegas is holding his smoke as he prones across the street. He's actually going to be able to get by Dr. Leo Marvin. If it lasts long enough, he might be able to get himself actually up to the objective. It'll be a tough call for that to happen. He's about to run out of smoke at any point in time now. He has made it across safely. No, he hasn't. Just the slightest angle, and the man finds a Raider in the mini market. And just like that, it's all down to Mr. Serious against 4 members of G-Men. He's got 3 minutes to do it, but folks, it's not looking too good.
Yeah, he is gonna have an uphill battle. He's got that drum. There it is. There's the drum. That's the deciding factor, you never want to run out of ammo when you're in a 1v every single other player of the enemy team situation.
Well, you don't have to tell me, Noman. I am also a fellow member of the LMG Mafia, so I'm handing out drum mags like candy canes at Christmas time.
We're hearing some rotation from Leo Marvin. Sirius should have picked that up.
He's radioing it in. I don't think he's checked his tablet once since it happened. Okay.
Just a little distraction, looking to bait somebody into this room.
This is his first desk pop.
I like that strategy. I like that. Come and get me, you know? I'm not coming to you, you come to me.
Like a G. He's just like pop, pop, drop.
That's the old mic drop moment.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Serious is going to have to get very Mr. Serious right now. Swootie's going to be his first obstacle here as he rounds the corner. Swootie, yep, just finds the angle at the right time. Serious goes down, and G-Men are going to be your Challenger Cup Finals winners.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy, ladies and gentlemen. That was quite a series, Sleepy. I mean, you know, G-Men really did... That quarantine one, I think, really solidified it for them. I think when you sort of shake up a team like that, it's kind of hard to fight back from it. But Legionnaires put up a solid fight on Bazaar. Just that cap, I think, really set them back. You know, you not having that extra defensive round at the end is kind of what sealed the deal here. But what are your thoughts on the match we just experienced?
Experienced it, we did, Noman. That's a good word for it. I mean, that was excitement the whole way through. I mean, excitement for the plays that G-Men were pulling off in Quarantine 1 to take that map 4-0. Then excitement to see Legionnaires just holding on and taking it to the brink to take it to map 3, and just unfortunately the luck not running at, working in their favor. It's a tough night. It was some great games. We saw some amazing plays from both sides, some great frags, some great caps. Overall, I don't think we could have asked for a better Challenger Cup final. I mean, yes, we could have had it go to 3, but I don't think Legionnaires did anything wrong. Quarantine was a bit rough. I'm hoping maybe it wasn't a factor of them not being warmed up or something, because they did seem to come alive quite significantly there in map 2. But I guess we'll really never know until, we get a chance to ask them. But, I mean, what are your thoughts, Newman? How do you feel about what just happened?
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously Legionnaires were my horse, my dark horse in this pick. And
yeah.
It's unfortunate to see them obviously Blaze and Legionnaires having their sort of long-standing back and forth when it comes to the wild cards and the round-robin stages in the last couple of seasons. So we were... I was low-key rooting for him, but I do love me some G-Men as well, and they definitely earned that win. We saw the plays. The players are solid. They've been in the league long enough. Both teams equally deserving, but obviously G-Men just having that better game today. So, to wrap up real quick, so that is the Challenger Cup Finals, ladies and gentlemen. G-Men do win some Steam and Oculus gift cards as a result, and they get their golden ticket to the round-robin B stage. And just a quick preview of what's coming up this weekend. So tomorrow starts the Round Robin A series, which is VRML's rank, 2, 3, 6, and 7. That is Global Chem, Danglers, Blaze, and SMC playing in round robins. And then that will have 2 teams decided by the end of the day, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. Round Robin B kicks off Sunday at 10 a.m. as well, I believe, and that is ranks 1, 4, 5, and G-Men, who have taken this Challenger Cup final. So that is Beginners, Lemon Squad, Boss Fight, and G-Men. In that bracket, 2 teams from A and B will come out of this weekend, and they will be going to the semis on the 18th of May, which is next week, and then on to the finals to decide who goes to the VRL Season 3 Finals in Leicester, UK. So that is the long and short of what is coming for you folks. I mean, do not look away from Onward this next couple weeks. This is Onward at its peak. This is Onward just at its absolute best. The teams are playing at a high caliber. It's high pressure. Everybody wants to win. So keep your eyes peeled.
I want to win.
Yeah, definitely the casting crew is putting in a ton of work. We're looking to bring a bunch of new and interesting takes to this series for you and obviously in the seasons beyond. But that is going to do it from the desk, I believe. Real quick, if you want to join the Onward Master League, go ahead and check out the links in the description of the Twitch video. You can join the Discord there. You can hop onto the website, register for a team, or become a reservist if you are so inclined. You can also apply to be a caster as well. We are taking applications until the VRML Championship Finals. So get some practice casts in and fill out the little questionnaire we've got on the site there if you're interested in that. And yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming out and tuning in, hanging out with us on this Friday night. We appreciate you guys sitting in chat and dropping those bits and getting those subs and all that other fantastic stuff that you guys do. So let Sleepy say your final goodbyes. What do you got for the folks?
Yeah, just to mirror you on that, man, just thanks a lot, everyone, for tuning in. We had a great match tonight. Thank you so much for the clips, the bits, all of that, the subscriptions. And, of course, we'll be back with you tomorrow as we kick off Round Robin Group A, basically the North American Gauntlet. Good night, everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. We will be signing off from the desk today. I'm Noman with a 4. Sleepy with 2 3s was my co-caster, and we will see you folks tomorrow.